Now I just scored the prize of all prizes, which I call a road spot, which is where you're driving down the road and you actually spot a mushroom from your moving vehicle. And I kind of was continuing along this mountain road and I was thinking about the face where all the morels were earlier, and I just looked up on the side of the road there, and I think you can see from here out the window of my car, just at the base, it's kind of hard to see, but right in the center of the screen there is a morel mushroom, and I'm gonna go get it. Slightly different spot, but still a northwest facing slope here, probably at about 3,500 feet. And for the second time in my life, I've had a road spot on a morel. The earlier time was this afternoon. And you can see down here at the base of this tree, there's the lovely morel right by the road, which reminds me actually, to mention the fact that roads create microclimates next to them, and oftentimes they get a lot of traffic, or just because there's no foliage, no trees, no vegetation, it's often hotter along the roadways. So sometimes you'll be really lucky and you'll find morels running right along the roadside, but you won't find them any further back because it's darker and colder there. So just a good thing to remember, and road spotting works. What can I say? And that's the end of today's morel mushroom hunting journey. As you can see from this bowl here in my left hand, it was a very successful trip today. There are 65 morels in here, and they come in at a weight of just under 2 pounds, which is just phenomenal and I actually picked these in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I just hit the right spot at the right time and was able to take advantage of that. Remember the three main things when it comes to looking for morels. Number one is elevation. I might have said altitude before, but elevation's the proper word. I found these at about 3,300 feet. So when you're talking with somebody who's gone out and they found some mushrooms, make sure to ask them at what elevation they found them. That's really important. Secondly is to ask about location, and that has to do with the slope and the facing of the slope. These were found on a northwest or north facing slope, and that makes a huge difference. Remember that I wasn't finding them on any other directions, but as soon as I hit that one direction, I just hit the mother lode, and it was fantastic. In addition, about location, you need to ask about the types of trees and where they're finding them. All of these mushrooms were found kind of in an open, moderately lighted grassy area in between small stands of trees, and I'm not used to finding them like that. Usually I find them in the kind of hidden underneath the lower canopies of pine trees and fir trees, and they're a little more kind of shaded, I should say. But these were out in the open, and which made finding them a lot easier actually, and collecting them a fair bit easier as well. So in terms of location, slope facing, and also what's around there, what kinds of trees are around and how are they finding them. Last but not least is luck, and I don't know what you can do today. I just had dumb luck and I found these. Once I found a few, I knew that I could kind of scope that area out, and once I understood the location where I was finding them, I was able to find a lot more. So when you find a few, just take a few minutes, take as long as it takes to figure out what it is about that location that's making your collecting work. So I hope that today's video was helpful for you. Don't get discouraged. Your first couple trips might come up empty. Your first 3 or 4 trips might come up empty. If you can, try to go along with somebody who's been before. They can give you some pointers. It'll make a huge difference. And once you've been able to collect your first few morels, you get a sense of the location, you feel kind of comfortable with things, then you'll hit the mother lode, and it's going to be fantastic. I wish I could say you're always going to hit the mother lode, but just be patient. It will come with time. One of the things about morels I might not have mentioned before is that they do not grow in the same place every year at the same time. And I've made the mistake of going back to places where I found large amounts and just come up empty time and time again. So you kind of need to move around, and that's why having a network, getting online, asking people questions will make a huge difference when it comes to you finding some morel mushrooms. And pass it on. When you find some, you don't have to tell people exactly where you found them, but share that information about elevation, and about slope facing and location, so that they too can have a successful trip. It makes a big difference. So I hope today's video was useful for you. I had a great time making it. If you have any questions, feel free to just shoot me an email on this YouTube account, and I'll be happy to get back to you. But good luck and happy hunting.